All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matty, and we are going to get right into this Creed 3 review. I just got home, 5 minutes ago from the theater, and I just wanted to talk about it for a minute, give you my honest opinion, and see where that takes us. So let's go. All right, so I want to start this off with I am a huge fan of the first two Creeds. I think the first Creed, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, I think is up there for favorite movie of all time for me. The first one, I think the second one is really really good. Hard to follow up, but I think the second one had a lot of heart, a lot of history. You know, bringing back Drago. I get it. Now Creed 3. I've been waiting for this for so long. I bought tickets like a month ago, and tonight was the night. I saw it at 8:10 p.m. And let's just get into it, man. I'm going to give you my grade first, and then we're going to talk about it. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to click away as soon as they get my grade. It's all good. I appreciate you being here regardless. Here we go. Creed 3. I loved this movie. I loved it. And on the way home, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, I got to, if I'm going to do a review, I got to, like, step out of the recency bias and be like, all right, what did I actually think of this movie instead of leaving the theater excited and then talking about it, right? I don't think that's the case, man. This movie was so good. It was such a strong script. The way it was shot was amazing. Michael B. Jordan, of course, starring in it with Jonathan Majors, and Michael B. Jordan also directing. I believe Ryan Coogler is involved writing. I'm pretty sure. So let's just get to it. I loved it. It's a 9 something out of 10 for me. Everything that I wanted out of this movie, I got, plus a little bit more. Okay. From the trailer, you can kind of tell, okay, stakes are going to be pretty high. Okay. Especially with Jonathan Majors coming in, and from the trailer, you kind of get this, okay, they knew each other back then. We don't know what happened yet, but they knew each other. He gets out of jail. And you can kind of assume, like, okay, he wants a shot. And once you see how it plays out in the movie, man, it's so emotional, man. It's so emotional. I'm a crier. I mean, I admit that I cry at like every movie. Man, I lost it a couple times, man. And there is one scene. This is not going to be a spoiler. There is one scene that I don't think there was a dry eye in the theater, and I'm being serious. Like, as soon as the scene ended, you could hear everyone like sniffling and everything. It was rough. It was rough, but fight scenes were amazing. The only thing that I didn't like, absolutely love, there is one scene. Again, this is spoiler free, but there is one scene during a fight that, the way that they shot, I get what they were doing. I totally get it, and it was executed really well, and it was really cool. It just didn't like hit me, because that's the thing about Creed movies and Rocky movies for that matter, is they hit you, pun intended. They hit you in the heart, right? Like, on paper, yes, it's a boxing movie, it's violent, it's cool. But I think what Rocky did so well, and especially the first Creed, is it hits you in the heart. It makes you. They raise the stakes so much that even the stuff out of the ring is still kind of a fight in its own way. Does that make sense? So, oh man, I just loved it, man. Everything I look for in this movie, I look for heart. Okay, I look for the fight scenes. Got to be amazing. Here's something that happened in this movie that I did not expect, and it took this movie from like a 8 to. This soundtrack is craziness. Okay. Again, I want this to stay a spoiler-free review, but literally the first minute of the movie, they bring in maybe my favorite Dr. Dre beat of all time. Maybe it's up there. And so that like set it off for me. I was like, oh my God, how can this get any better? Right. And then there's an exhibit song. Like it is. And I think the actual soundtrack is curated by Dreamville. So there's a crazy J. Cole verse that you get to hear. There's a Big Sean verse you get to hear. It's just the soundtrack was a surprising part for me of like, oh my God, this is, I mean, I don't know if I know a movie that had six crazy, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyway, that was a big plus for me. The soundtrack is insane. Michael B. Jordan just gets this role. He just gets it. Like, he knows how to play this guy. He knows how to play Adonis. He knows how to play, weight of the world on your shoulder. You're the heavyweight champ. And then also you have the weight of the world on your shoulder out of the ring. And I think he plays that really, really well. I'm going to say this, and this is probably the quote of the whole video. Jonathan Majors is scarier in this movie than he was as Kang in Ant-Man. And I'm a huge MCU fan. I've seen them all multiple times, read the comics, and I think what they're going to do with Kang is going to blow Thanos out of the water. We don't have to talk about that. Jonathan Majors in this movie is scary. Like, oh my God, he is scary. For real. And the thing about him that's so great, I think, is you never want him to leave the scene. You know what I mean? Every single scene that he has, you're just fascinated by him. He has this way of acting that you just can't take your eyes off it. And I think that's so great. Another amazing performance from Tessa Thompson. I love her so much. I love how they developed, this isn't a spoiler. It's been out for a long time, but, in Creed 2, they have a baby. And Tessa Thompson's character is gradually losing her hearing. And so the baby is deaf. And I was really interested to see, how far along this kid was in the story, and then also how they would take care of that and portray this deaf kid. And it was incredible. It was very touching. It was so cute. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. Like, the kid was just so cute and lovable and just so joyful, and really stole the screen when she was on. So love that. One other shout out I wanted to do was to Wood Harris, who plays Duke in this movie. He's been in all three, and you probably know him best, at least I do, as Julius Campbell from Remember the Titans. So he's the coach. And man, he's just so good. And in all three of these movies, his role has always been like, he has a way of being so intense and being like this. It's not a father figure, but it's like you listen to what he says. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he's a coach and you want to listen, but he just jumps off the screen to me as this guy that's just like every word you take in. And he was so good in this. I was super impressed. I think it was his best performance out of all three. Amazing. Felicia Rashad, Creed's mom. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not gonna give anything away, but oh boy, I absolutely love this movie. Again, it was everything that I wanted out of this Creed 3 movie that I've been waiting for so long. The last two nights I watched the first Creed and the second Creed just to, re-engage myself into that world. I think I went in with pretty high expectations, and it hit it for me. The way it's shot, again, the script is super strong, I think. The stakes, the hard thing about making these movies and multiple movies is how do you raise the stakes? How do you make it feel like these fights mean something? You know what I mean? The first one was living in the shadow of Apollo, right? And making a name for yourself. That's as high as you can get, you know what I mean? And then the second one is, how do we make it higher? Well, we have Creed fight the son of the guy that killed his dad. You know what I mean? Like, that's really, really good. And this one is different because it's not like the first two, but it still felt like the stakes were as high. Like, again, Jonathan Majors is scary. I'm not just saying that. Like, he is terrifying in this movie. Like so good. You know, a couple things happen for me when I see a Creed movie. All right. Number one, I think, all right, I got to get the boxing gloves out. I have a punching bag in my garage. I always think, got to get the gloves out. I'll get back out there. I won't. Two, I think, man, how do bodies look like that? It's like there's Michael B. Jordan is in incredible shape, like incredible shape, like ripped out of his mind. And it takes something pretty colossal to make Michael B. Jordan look equal, or even I don't there's no disrespect, even like a little bit smaller than normal, because Jonathan Majors comes in and he's just, I mean, I'm not kidding. Jonathan Majors has muscles in this movie that I didn't even know existed. I'm not, I know that sounds crazy, but anyway, I don't want to make this too long. I know, you got a lot of things to do in life and probably, 10 more reviews to watch, but I just wanted to make this because I felt compelled to talk about this because I got home and I was so pumped up. I loved this movie. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. I can't imagine filming this movie and being the lead actor, how demanding that is just as an actor, plus directing. Just insane. That's absolutely insane. So shout out to Michael B. Jordan, one of my favorites. I think he just got his his star on the Walk of Fame, much deserved. Loved it. Shout out to Coogler. Shout out to Jonathan Majors. Man, Jonathan Majors is having a year, huh? Sheesh. Creed 3. It's I don't think any movie is perfect. I take that back. I think Shawshank Redemption is perfect. I don't think any movie is perfect, but this is up there. It's a 9, it's a 9.5, 9.6 area for me, that says a lot. That says a lot. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you saw it, let me know. And if you've been watching me for a while and you're like, wait, Matty's putting up movie reviews now. Hey, I told you, I'm trying new things this year. Let me know what you think. But if you're new here, thank you for being here. I know you're probably clicking around on the Creed 3 reviews, so I appreciate you clicking on this one. All right. Until next time, I am Matty. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.